All right, guys. Menu number 18, turkey breast with gravy and potatoes. Can you say happy Thanksgiving? Let's see what this is like. It's a little older, so I'm not quite sure, but we're gonna give it a whirl. All right, we've got, we might have some leakage here. This is our turkey breast formed, grilled, and it's in gravy and potatoes. Well, it's still pliable. Cheddar cheese filled pretzels. Got our spoon, chocolate sports bar, our heater. I'm gonna probably boil the stuff that needs to be heated in the house and then bring it out because it's so cold out here. An old heater typically doesn't work well. Accessory pack, we'll definitely be having our coffee today. Cherry beverage powder. Ooh, ha ha ha, peanut butter. We know no matter how old it is, peanut butter will be good. And crackers. This date, it says 1123, so it's probably 2011 or 2001, 123rd day. Check out the old accessory pack first. You know, I think this might be 20 years old because that gum is a little bit yellowed.
Yikes.
I've never seen yellow gum in an MRE. We've got creamer, sugar, moist towelette, a little tiny Tabasco sauce, Taster's Choice coffee, salt, napkins and toilet paper, and matches.
Oh, there we go.
Worked just fine. All right. So on the turkey and gravy, it shows right here 1/21. So it's 121st day of either 2011, but I'm thinking it's 2001. So it's basically a little over 20 years old. I'm going to drop it in some boiling water. Let's do that for starters, and we'll open the rest. All right, let's get after this Taster's Choice. We got some nice hot water. Now this is interesting here. Check this out. See how much of it's just real fine powder compared to, we've had some international MREs and all the grains are real stout, real grainy. It's all real crystally, real chunky. This Taster's Choice was definitely powdery, which might be nice for getting it to dissolve, but and it might have something to do with the fact of how old it is. It kind of smells.
It does smell.
Smells like sour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It smells a little sour, guys. All right, let's give this a try. Yeah.
It's like stale coffee.
I'm cold, so I'm gonna have another drink. Let's try. I don't think I'm gonna use sugar on anything else, so let's try a little sugar. There we go. A little creamer. That's just standardized, you know, powdered creamer there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just the envelope smell.
I'm worried for you.
Oh no, I don't think out of creamer I'm going to get in any trouble. But all right, let's give it a whirl here.
It's interesting how the international MREs, they never give cream and sugar, as far as I've seen.
No, they typically don't. Yeah, you drink it black, or you don't drink it, huh? The creamer hasn't quite dissolved completely. We got some chunks in there, but it'll be all right. Just tastes like it just tastes like sweet coffee that's a little old, I guess. It's not bad, but it's hot, so I like it because it's so cold out here. Well, we'll set that aside. I'm gonna clean out my tray a bit here.
It's like old brewed coffee.
Yeah, and you know me, I've drunk plenty of that. I'm not too particular about my coffee, I guess. All right, let's get this cleaned up. We'll get our cherry mix ready to go here. There we go. All right. Get our USS El Paso cup out. Pour the powder in. See, now even that, again, I hate to rag on USMREs, but look at the big chunks. There shouldn't be any big chunks in there. That should all be real fine powder. Well, let's add some water. About 1/3 of a canteen cup, which is going to be about a full cup of this here. It looks good. There we go. Let's start with our dessert first here. We got our chocolate sports bar, which
I thought it might be black or something. That doesn't work too bad.
it doesn't smell too bad either, actually. It's packed with calories. It has 200 calories in it. So let's see, it's like a toffee bar kind of. You know what? Let's say a prayer. Father, thank you for this day, and I appreciate the food we get to eat now. Just ask you to bless it to my body and help me to be wise with it. In Christ's name, amen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just smells like a toffee bar. What do they call those? There's like a score. That's what it smells like. So tastes like it has rice in it of some kind. Yep, I can see the rice. You know what? That's pretty good. Pretty darn good. You should try it.
I'm good, thank you.
No, that's actually good. I can't believe it.
All right, I'll try a tiny piece.
Mm.
I don't know if it's in my head, but I'm gonna spit it out.
Come on, man. Have a little coffee.
I don't think I'm gonna eat any of more of this.
You want to cleanse the palate?
Sure. I just feel like we're in dangerous territory here.
No. Seriously, you don't do anything if it's dangerous. You just don't take a chance. It's not worth it. So, well, let's get after this peanut butter. You know me, I love the peanut butter. We'll see how it looks, how it mixed up there. Oh yeah, that looks pretty darn good.
Well, it still looks like peanut butter.
Yeah, I think peanut butter is one of those things they could find it in an Egyptian tomb and it would still be all right if it was sealed up good, kind of like honey. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
That looks really good. All right, let's see how our check out the old crackers here. You know we're going to do a little Reese's kind of a thing here. Yeah, got to do that. But first, oh, did you hear that? Little hiss there on the opening of the crackers. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Oh well, doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell rancid like really old crackers smell when you get them out of a sea ration. They are kind of stuck in there. There we go. All right, take a look here. Yeah, they don't smell bad at all. Of course, I want some peanut butter, you know me, so there we go. I can smell the peanut butter. Yep. You know what? Watch this. This is going to be like a Reese's with pretzels or something. Look at that. That's the way to do it. Mix your chocolate with your peanut butter. That's like having a candy bar right there. I don't think this is what the Pilgrims had for their first Thanksgiving, which, by the way, was in October, if you didn't know that. I'll tell you a little bit more about that here in a minute. And if I were in the military and out on exercises, and for whatever reason they couldn't get me in for a meal on Thanksgiving, usually, no matter where you were, they worked really hard to get a hot meal going on Thanksgiving and at Christmas time. But if you couldn't do that, so far I wouldn't be too impressed because I like some cranberries and dressing and green bean casserole, stuff like that. But they're not bad. It's not bad. We'll move on to our pretzels here. Cheddar cheese filled pretzels. Well, that looks like they sell these kinds of things, don't they? What are those called again?
They usually sell them as pizza flavored, like pizza flavored rolls.
Oh yeah, pizza rolls, yeah. Don't smell anything, but it's really cool. The cheese, sometimes this older cheese, it goes hard. It's like a real sharp cheese. Must be a lot of preservatives in it because this doesn't taste too bad. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try one if you don't mind. Used to have these as a kid.
Not at all. I've had pretzels with peanut butter. I don't know if I've ever had pretzels with cheese. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Those are fine.
Here.
Those are perfectly fine.
Yep.
Gives me hope for the turkey.
There you go.
The 20-year-old turkey.
Well, you know what? This might be my, for me, the equivalent of the cranberry sauce, I guess. That's a good drink. That powder doesn't go bad. That's a real cherry, a real burst of cherry. In fact, you could take like a snow cone and drizzle that over a snow cone. It's that thick. I made it just right. I'm gonna go get our turkey and gravy and potatoes here. But before I do, kind kind of interesting, the story of the first Thanksgiving in 1621. In 1620, in December, the Pilgrims landed. You know the story. Came over on the Mayflower, the ship called the Mayflower, landed on the shores of Plymouth Bay and around Cape Cod in Massachusetts. 102 of them arrived in what came to be known the United States, in the New World at the time. 102 arrived safely, sick, some of them, but safely, and within less than a year, they were down to 52 people. A lot of them died of scurvy, malnutrition that first winter. There were some days 2 or 3 people died a day. So they went through a real hard time, and they planted in the New World gardens that they put together, they planted what they had been planting back in England, which didn't really work in New England, what came to be known as New England, and planted a lot of peas, and that didn't do well. But fortunately, Squanto, if you remember the story, he helped them figure out how to plant corn, and they did, and that kind of saved them. They ended up having so much bounty by the fall time that William Bradford said, we got to have a thanks to God, a celebration, and call it Thanksgiving. And it actually, the first one was in October. This is actually William Bradford's words from his journal. They begin now to gather in the small harvest they had, and to fit up their houses and dwellings against winter, being all well recovered in health and strength, and had all things in good plenty. For as some were thus employed in affairs abroad, others were exercised in fishing, about cod and bass and other fish, of which they took good store of, which every family had their portion. All the summer there was no want, and now began to come in store of fowl, as winter approached, of this place did abound. And besides waterfowl, there was a great store of wild turkeys, of which they took many, besides venison, etc. Besides, they had about a peck of meal a week to a person, or now, since harvest, Indian corn to that proportion. And then, now not quoting, but the author here, it must have given Bradford a pleasure unlike any other to see the stores brought in. He had lost his wife, but he had put all his energy into husbanding the resources of Plymouth Colony. With the fall came the harvest, and it seemed full. Though the 6 acres of English barley and peas were only indifferent good, the 20 acres of corn sprouted and tasseled. Bradford was pleased. It seemed that they would enter the winter well provisioned, and certainly with better shelter than they had had the previous winter. Bradford decreed a day be set aside so that all the pilgrims might, quote, after a more special manner, rejoice together, unquote. Fowls were gathered in, including wild turkeys. Shellfish, eels, and lobsters were harvested from the tidal pools. There was cornbread to make, goose and duck to cook, leeks and watercress to be gathered, dried berries to be prepared. If this had been just for 50 pilgrims, the task might not have been so great. But to cement ties of friendship, Bradford sent Squanto to invite Massasoit, and when the Sachem arrived on a beautiful October day, he brought with him 90 of his men, tripling the size of the company. Though the pilgrims had prepared enough meat to feed the colony for an entire week, they had never thought to provide food for so many. Perhaps Massasoit understood. He sent 5 of his men back into the woods, and they soon returned with 5 deer. Thus began 3 days of feasting. Let's get that hot meal out here and try some traditional turkey and potatoes and gravy. Well, I'm not going to lie, I have big hopes for this. I'm really hoping this will be good. I tell you what,
It smells good. I can smell
smells
it from
pretty
here.
darn good. Let's check it out here.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
that doesn't look too bad. I'm trying to psych myself up. There we go.
Turkey and gravy.
Turkey and gravy and taters, huh? Looks just like Thanksgiving. Maybe if I poured a little cherry over the top, it'd remind me of my cranberries. Well, first off, it smells really good.
It does smell
I have
good.
to say that. Those potatoes and gravy, it doesn't look too bad for being over 20 years old. There's a little smell of metal in it. It's not bad. You know, I wouldn't rush out to buy a case of 20-year-old turkey and potatoes, but yeah, tastes fine. It doesn't taste sour or any salt.
Needs a little salt.
Definitely need a little salt. There we go. And, you know, I'm going to do this with the salt and some taters. And then we're going to try a little Tabasco sauce. That made a big
That made
difference.
it better. And I'm glad it's edible. I was afraid it'd come out black or something,
Yeah,
and it
no,
would be like.
no, it really is. It's quite edible. Got to put a little Tabasco. Thanksgiving tradition, right? I'm going to put it off to this. Well, I don't know.
Oh,
That doesn't look quite right.
yeah. The Tabasco actually
know,
looks bad to me. It's
I'm gonna-
black. It's not red.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Or it's not. It's like dark brown.
We'll just do a little bit on the side. Can you get sick from bad Tabasco, I wonder?
I don't know. Bad peppers. Or...
I can
It-
smell that. Whew.
It definitely doesn't look to me like, it's not like that pinkish red color.
Yeah, you know what? I'm an adventurous sort, but I'm going to let the, because it's tomato based and that has acid in it, and that might maybe be bad. We're going to let that slide. But we do have a good salt, vastly improved it. You know what?
So is the turkey like? Is it just like ground and then packed together?
Yeah. So right here it says turkey breast fillet chunked and formed, grilled in gravy. So it is turkey meat. They cook it however they do, and then they form it and pack it into a patty basically. So it's think Spam turkey. Right?
turkey.
Yeah, it's just pieces and bits of turkey breast. So it's a good meat. It's not like all the weird pieces that you can't cut off normally, so they boil it off. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got a little gum to try together.
I'm worried about this gum. Actually, it's like discolored.
Nah, it's gum, man. Nothing will be brown with gum. Cleanse the old palate. Here is some cherry drink. Bon appetit.
Oh, mine's hard too. What? Are you all right?
That was my tooth. It's not. You just have to soften it up. Between being cold and old. Enough said. It's a good taste. We've got many more meals here, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you. See you in the next one.